I'm just a guy who loves Disney that has way too much time on his hands. If anybody from Disney is watching,
please don't sue me.
Yeah. I'm here to rate, review, and describe all of your favorite things from the magical world of Disney.
I'm File91e and welcome to my Disney news and reviews.
Hello everyone and welcome to this week's Disney News and Reviews. I'm File91e and I got something in the mail this week, guys. I've been waiting for this, paid 60 bucks for it. It's this big thing right here. You're like, what is this? It's from D23. D23, you can see right here. Volume 1, 2009. This is the case, the little black case has a magnet, magnetically shut right here, that holds all of the D23 magazines from last year, and I still have them wrapped in the plastic. You can see right here, all 4 of them. They fit nice and snug right in there. It even comes with this little flap right here to help pull them out. It also says D23, the official community for Disney fans, right down there. So yeah, that's cool. Again, check out D23. It's a best thing, best Disney sponsored thing for Disney fans. And also, if you refer me as a referrer, I think there's some perks in there for both me and you. So that's it's kind of cool. I'm always looking for new Disney pins, and yeah, that's what it is. You get Disney pins for every person that you refer. If you refer one person, you get a Disney pin. For 5 people, 10 people, whatever, 50 people, I don't know. But you get, I know you get Disney pins. I just happened to see that the other day, so I figured I'd throw that out there. So if you're going to, join D23 because of, whatever I said, just message me first, and I'll give you my name, and then you can, refer me if you feel, so kind enough to. That would be great. But just one other thing, I found out recently while going through the D23 site there. They actually started a couple months ago a Disney news thing, for D23. The guy's actually on YouTube. I posted a link right here or wherever. There's a link, and it's actually really cool because the guy actually he's from Disney. He's sponsored by Disney. Well, not sponsored by Disney, but he works for Disney, and he gives you all the greatest information. Like, I give you some information, just with my stuff. Every week, but this guy really gives you a lot of information, and his shows are, I'm not sure if they're entertaining, but I've only watched a couple of them, but I like them. I thought he was cool, and now that Disney finally expanded its presence to YouTube, I'm not sure how long I want to be doing this. I mean, I've reviewed pretty much everything, and I know every week a lot of people get excited, but it is what it is, and I just don't want to steal his thunder because he is a Disney guy. He works for that, and he's the official Disney thing, and I just don't want to step on anybody's toes. And so I'm not exactly sure how long File91e's Disney News and Reviews is going to be around for. I mean, I'll still do some videos and maybe have some unboxings and whatnot, but I'm not sure. I don't know, it's a weird time for me right now. It's just weird. But anyway, I'm rambling on, so let's get right to the news. Well, I'm sure if you watch his videos, this is old news. One Man's Dream at Disney's Hollywood Studios reopened this past week following its 3-month-long refurbishment. The main changes to the exhibit are to be found near the end, where some of the display areas have been reconfigured and updated with some new displays. Of most interest are the inclusion of some vintage Epcot figures from the Imagination Pavilion and Horizons Pavilion. Also on display is the original Abraham Lincoln audio animatronic from the World's Fair. So give it a look the next time you go down. That should be really cool. I always like to step into that to really, to pay respect on obviously to Walt Disney, but to see how far Disney has come, it's really cool. Now there's a lot of refurbishment news right now, so if you're going down in January through March. You might want to listen to this. Typhoon Lagoon is now closed for its annual refurbishment. It is scheduled to reopen on January 16th. Blizzard Beach remains open during the refurbishment. The studio backlot tour at Hollywood Studios is scheduled to be closing for a refurbishment in January, from January 3rd to January 29th, reopening on the 30th, so just keep that in mind. The Honey, I Shrunk the Kids Playground will be closing for refurbishment January 3rd to January 29th, and also reopening on the 30th. And the Playhouse Disney Live on Stage will be closing for refurbishment from January 30th to March 5th, reopening on the 6th. So just remember that, the next time you're going down, rewind, and listen again. If you're going to be going down during January and somewhat to March. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, so that's going to wrap up the news. Let's get right to the reviews. Okay, the first thing I want to review is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It. This is the retro ride from the Hollywood Studios. I want to go back on track with the Hollywood Studios. Our retro rides, there's not a whole lot left, so I'm really not sure what I want to do after that. Anyway, it was a 25-minute show and puts you right in the action of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Now, everybody in the world should know what Who Wants to Be a Millionaire the show is. It's the show, where you sit with Regis Philbin and then you answer questions, you win a whole bunch of money, up to $1 million sometimes. Yeah, and anyway, the arena here seated 647 guests. And now what they did was the guests would come in for this 25-minute show, and they would play like the fast fingers sort of game, where you got to answer a bunch of questions rapidly, and whoever got the most the most points would be the next one to play. And you would come down and you would play. Now Regis Philbin wasn't there, so it was somebody else that kind of acted like Regis Philbin. Now what you would do is you would play the game, and you wouldn't get money, you would get points. And now depending on how many points you get depends on exactly what you would get. Everybody would get a lanyard, but if you got up to like 10,000 points, I think you got a baseball cap. 32,000 points, you got a t-shirt and thing. And the grand finale prize was a cruise line, a 3-day, 4-night stay on the Disney Cruise Line. It was a really cool thing. Obviously, you didn't win money. Disney couldn't be shelling out $1 million every time, so they gave out some stuff to the cruise line. So that's pretty cool. Now they still had lifelines. They had like the 50-50, the Ask the Audience. But the really cool thing is, instead of the phone a friend, it was phone a complete stranger. Basically, what you would do is you would contact this phone that is just sitting outside, and whoever picks up is the person that they would ask the question to. So it could be a complete, stupid person or the smartest guy in the world. You never knew. So that was pretty cool. And also, during Star Wars weekends, they would ask Star Wars questions, which was actually really neat. I would love to have gone down and played that during the Star Wars weekends, because I have, for whatever reason, I know a lot about Star Wars. I don't understand it. Now, this ride closed down in 2006 and was replaced by Toy Story Midway Mania, the Toy Story ride that's down there. That's, so whenever you're going into that area there, that's where the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show was played. So what am I going to give Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It? I'll give it a 4, because I really like the show. I really like trivia shows, and the fact that they actually gave you a chance to play it, was really cool. And if you won, or were still playing, you could be hung over, to the next show, and it gave everybody a fair chance. And if you were good enough, you actually went and played. Kids could even play too, so that was really neat. And the fact that they would, depending on how many points you accrued, you would get a Disney pin that was for that amount. So that was really neat. And I like Disney pins, so I would have loved to have gotten that, but alas, it is not there anymore. So yeah, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Play It. 4 stars. Okay, the next thing I want to review is the Wyndham Bonnet Creek Resort. This was requested of me by one of my fans here on YouTube, and he stayed there, and he actually asked me, he was like, could you review the Bonnet Creek Resort? And I was like, the Wyndham Bonnet Creek Resort? And he was like, yeah. I was like, well, I stayed there the last time I went down, so of course I was going to review it. The Bonnet Creek Resort is actually a Disney Good Neighbor hotel. and it is actually not owned by Disney. This little patch of land was not owned by Disney, because when Disney went and bought all this area in back in the day, back in the 50s and 60s, when he bought all the area in Orlando, there was one guy that was holding out, that would not sell to Disney. But just some old guy that would not sell his land to Disney. So what did Disney do? They built around him. Now this hotel does offer buses to and from the Disney parks. You don't go in the main bus area, going like to where the coach travel buses are. So it's a little bit of a walk from the bus stops to the main turnstiles. But you know, it's still cool because they offer buses there, so you don't have to take your car. And they actually have on-site Disney staff to help you with your Disney planning sometimes, so that's a really cool thing. Now let me get into the actual hotel itself. The hotel actually looks like they kind of have a very southern, almost New Mexican look. The colors are, like the tan and the reds, like the dull red. They have a pool, a big lake there. You can see different animals. I saw this weird looking duck there. But kids love the pool area. They have different festivities. They have a weight room, a restaurant there. They just have a lot of stuff that would go in with that fits in with the Disney hotels, but it's not a Disney hotel. I took a bunch of pictures and a bunch of a video, and I'm showing you some video right here of the actual room that we stayed in, and you can kind of see, right here they can see, the kitchen and then the bathrooms and the bedrooms, and it was really plush. It all felt great. It wasn't really bad or anything. The sound, we didn't have any problem with the with noise and whatnot. It was just it was a cool place, and it was just interesting to hear that Disney didn't own this. This was Disney does not own this, but since it's right there, Disney was quick to befriend it, to try to make it something where they could both be amicable to each other and both make some money. Okay, so what am I going to give the Wyndham Bonnet Creek Resort Hotel? I want to give it a 4. The one thing I didn't like about it was the fact that the bus stop was so far from the main turnstiles whenever you reach the parks, and the bus schedule was a little weird just because they went every hour. So if you missed it, you had to wait a whole hour for the bus to come back. Just weird. But everything else was great. I mean, driving there was fine. The bus drivers were great. It was cool. They had everybody was really nice. The pool area was really clean. They really did a great job with it. And if you can get a timeshare down there, that's really cool because you're right inside Disney World. And it's just it's a good option if you can't get get into a Disney hotel. So yeah, the Wyndham Bonnet Creek Resort down in Disney World, 4 stars. And there you go, 2 4 stars this week. One thing I want to mention is I'm getting a package soon from a good friend of mine here on YouTube. He's a longtime fan, Dean Dewsbury. Thank you very much. I want to be getting I can't wait for for that package to arrive. And I'm sorry I didn't give you a shout out last week. I totally forgot. But here's the post-it right here that I told you. I promised you right there, just to remember. And yeah, so if anybody from Disney is watching, please don't sue me. I doubt you are. And I know that your channel will probably take over mine in a couple weeks. So yeah, go to allyours.net, touringplans.com, www.magic.com for all your latest and greatest Disney news. Check out that D23 site again, and WaltDisneyWorld.com is great too. So yeah, that's going to wrap up this edition of my Disney news and reviews, and I will see you all next week. Bye bye.